I'm so honored to have you here. You know, I'm a huge fan. I love you. A new Black Crowes album. This is fantastic. Happiness Bastards. Great reviews, by the way. Why the title Happiness Bastards?
I mean, we're a bit cheeky that way.
Yes, of course.
We're in a good place. The thing about the Black Crowes, we've not always been in a good place.
Yeah.
So we're in a very happy place. But we don't want to forget about the bastard part of it.
Yeah, the rock and roll part of it.
Well, you know what? That's the thing, though. It is true. I mean, rock and roll has changed quite a bit. Everything, everything changes. But I think there's still a little bit of that in rock and roll.
There is.
And it should be funny. It should mean it should not just be one thing, So.
Yeah. Did you get it from anything? Did you get
I took the title from a writer named Kirby Doyle, who was like a kind of more, not a famous beat writer like William Burroughs, Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg. He was kind of a offshoot of them. And I read his novel called Happiness Bastard, and I was like, oh, plagiarized bastard, me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Yeah, it does set it up perfectly. And congrats on the great reviews. I've been a fan of yours, and I've told you this for a long time. I have a photo of me in high school. I went to a dance with my friends. We all thought it'd be cool to wear our Black Crowes t-shirts and bow ties. This is us. That's me there, and that's Cue-Ball. We love the Crowes. And I was such a super fan, and still am a super fan of
and
you.
Just thanks for buying all the merch back then.
I did, yeah. It was just me and my buddies. Me and Cue-Ball, yeah. I was also part of the Black Crow Mafia, which is the fan club. This is my address. Jim Fallon is what I went by in high school. Yeah, totally different. But do you remember this at all, the fan club?
I do remember. That was the very first one. And I think this lady, like in California, used to run fan clubs for other bands too, but
I kept all of it because I was such a.
It's incredible.
It's all different, like things of like showing you what T-shirts you can buy and like.
I mean, it's incredible.
Remember any of this stuff?
It's the olden times.
But they also had like a list of radio stations you can call up and request.
I love it. I love the DIY part of it. It was cool, you know what I mean? And it's something you had in your hand, and
yeah, someone made photocopies of these, folded them up, and sent them to all.
I didn't do that. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't you, no.
But to be honest, I wouldn't have known how to work the copy machine.
But this
That's
is
why
like
I'm the singer.
This I thought was cool. It's like, can the Black Crowes break into the top 40? Only you can answer that question. And it had all these request lines to call up your radio station.
You know what? I don't think we did. So you.
You never did. No, that's not true. You definitely
did. Call the number enough.
Yeah. Right now, I'm going to tell everybody, go call up iHeartRadio and tell me you want to hear rock and roll music. Tell me you want to hear the Black Crowes, okay? This weekend. Request it.
Yeah.
Wanting and Waiting is the song.
That's a great idea. Go back in time and call the DJ.
Yeah.
Call Alan Freed.
DM the DJ. But this I thought was fun. It was like news headlines. Black Crowes thrown off the ZZ Top tour.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, of course I do. It was like we were fired.
But this is what a rock and roll band does.
But you know what? It worked in our favor because, well, I'm great friends with Billy Gibbons many years later. And
yeah.
But at that time, David Frick was in Atlanta. We were playing the Omni, the old arena there. And they used to have Miller Beer banners. ZZ Top was sponsored by them, and we were really hardcore about our independence and rock and roll.
No corporation.
We'd go out there, yeah, we don't sing for this and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, if you keep it up, we're going to throw you off the tour. And
they did it.
I did it, but it was a little bit, we manipulated the situation a little bit because it was in Atlanta, our hometown. We were doing the cover story for Rolling Stone magazine, and there were 2 shows. And we were like, but David Frick's coming the second night. Don't get thrown off the first night. Get thrown off the second night.
Yeah, because you got to get the article somehow.
Yes, of course. We had to solidify our bastards moniker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're Happiness Bastards is what it all comes down to. It absolutely. And you actually did that. Everything you did was super rock and roll. You're one of the best frontmans I've ever seen. I've seen a zillion shows that you've done, and you crush it every single time.
Thank you very much.
You're fantastic, buddy, and I'm so happy that you're here. Can you tell everyone who made this cover?
Yes, my beautiful wife, Camille Robinson.
She's a graffiti artist?
She was a graffiti writer, and she's an artist. And when we went to Nashville to make the record, I worked the same forever. I write and I write and I collage and I draw and I write in little moleskin notebooks.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to make a record, I transfer those ideas to a big notebook, and I was like, babe, just paint Happiness Bastards on it. And she did, but it was in the wrong format. And then if you see the record, when you buy the record, she had the idea of painting over our old album cover. So this is Southern Harmony Musical Companion.
Look at that. If you zoom
I know
in.
you like that one.
That's one of my favorites. That's the actual.
So it was cool. The back is the back of Shake Your Moneymaker. You could see through the paint and stuff. So
I don't think anyone's done
I liked
this.
it because of the vandalism, and but it was also a cool way, you know, to repurpose and to reestablish ourselves. And, we kind of feel it's a new chapter for my brother and I.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, 15 years since the last?
15 years since the last, new music, yeah.
And you and your brother, I understand that you get into a fight and you go, we're not talking anymore. The band's breaking up and we're not talking. I think is what you said.
That's pretty much our style.
Yeah. Do you always fight with each other as being brothers?
Of course.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it's... Again, people always ask, because it's been 35 years or whatever, and they say, do you have any regrets? What did you do over? And I said, no, you know what I mean? I couldn't do it over, because, to be honest, adversity is the thing that makes us who we are and how we deal with adversity. And, rock and roll, very high pressure situation when we were young, when rock and roll was this, woolly creature roaming the land.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff going on.
And how did you reform? Did you run into each other at your...
It was just one of those things. With time comes perspective, and with time comes hopefully wisdom, and with time comes acceptance. And again, my wife also was like, let's get to the bottom of this. And it had been many years since we spoke and since we worked together.
I met Cheyenne.
Yeah, my daughter. She's 14.
But she's talented.
She is talented.
She's in a band.
Yeah.
Playing bass.
She plays bass.
That's exactly what I want. That is fantastic. She's got it, buddy. Why not? I mean, so your dad does this, keeping the family. She knows how to do it.
Yeah.
She knows how to do it. I'm happy you and your brother came back, not just for you guys, but also for the fans, because we want to see you guys together.
Well, we love it, you know what I mean? And thank you. And it's good. I mean, it gets back to the title, and this is, as we move on into the future, we love music, we love rock and roll, we love the expression. You know what? We still love being able to make our little art statements and be something in the world that still has that feeling, you know what I mean? And when you come to see the Black Crowes, we're one of the last bands in the world that we don't have in-ear monitors, and our guitars are real. They're on stage. There's air pumping out of the speakers.
No computers.
Yeah, we don't really do. Again, if I couldn't work the copying machine, I'm not working the computer.
Yeah. What song are you doing tonight for us?
We're doing the first single called Wanting and Waiting.
Wanting and Waiting. Call your local DJ and have them play some rock and roll music. Chris Robinson, everybody. Happiness Bastards is out now. Get it in vinyl, Spotify, wherever you get your music. Black Crowes perform for us after the break. Stick around, everybody. It's fun.